Today is a really exciting day because behind me, for the first time ever, I am going to go into Apollo HQ. As you know, I've been a huge fan of the scooters and what they do as a team, and I'm in Montreal. I had a video shoot in Iqaluit, so I decided to stop my way over while I was on the East Coast, coming to Apollo for the first time. Let's go inside and see what's going on in the HQ. What is up, you guys? Welcome to this video. I got a special one for you. We were shooting in Iqaluit, so I was on the East Coast. I figured, you know what? There was an option to fly through Montreal. I'm like, this is my chance to come to Apollo HQ and see what the F is really going on here. So I am so excited to have with me, beside me, in the flesh, not just watching his wonderful videos online, the man, the myth, the legend, Chief Engineer Eloi with Apollo. How are you, my man?
I'm great. I'm happy to have you here, man.
We're really happy to be here. So listen, I want to hear a little bit about the initial story of how you got involved with Apollo, because as I understand it, there's Maciek and Chris who were slanging scooters out of their apartment, meeting people downstairs in their condo, and selling people scooters that were already out there. And obviously that has evolved into a world-renowned company.
Yeah, so it's, before Apollo, I was an accountant, and before being an accountant, I was a mechanic. I was a diesel truck mechanic, basically rebuilding motors. That's what I was specialized into. And at the time I was looking to make a little bit of extra money on the side. And I started watching Casey Neistat, that I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
In all his videos, he was writing something that was quite new at the time, the boosted board, right? So I was seeing this, and I decided to just start building one for me, because I didn't have the money to buy a boosted board, which were super expensive at the time too, right?
Yeah.
So I started buying some parts on eBay. I built my first electric skateboard with my brother.
Yeah.
And we put like an RC helicopter motor with like a fishing box under, and the most ghetto setup ever. And we made one skateboard, and then my friends started asking about it, and they're like, can you build one for me? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it started basically Montreal e-board. And I was building custom electric skateboard for all my friends, and then I started posting ads online, and I built over 100 skateboard back then. And just like scooters, there's meet of those skateboards, so people meet and they race and everything. And I remember seeing those skateboard. Like, keep in mind I had my fishing box under mine, it was all ghetto. Yeah. And I go there and it's all carbon fiber. I'm like, what the fuck, And they're smoking me out there. Right? I'm like, man, I'm very competitive, and I'm like, I'm gonna be back next year, and I'm gonna destroy all of them.
I love this.
Go back to my place. I start assembling a 3D printer from all random parts, configure it.
Hey, don't fuck around with Eloi, okay?
Coming for you.
Yeah.
And so build a 3D printer, and then I learned how to 3D model enough to be able to basically 3D print the enclosure for the controller, for the battery. I start assembling my batteries, and I start configuring my own controller. So next year, I was back on the track. We have the F1 circuit here, and I smoked everyone.
Let's go.
Yeah, I smoked all of them.
Let's go.
And I was like, all right, so I'm there. And that's when I see two guys on scooters that are just on the side of the track, and they say, hey, hello,
Yeah.
I just continue, and I pass by them, and I have an instant feeling to go back, to turn around on the track and go talk to them. It was something, one of those moments.
Yeah.
So go back on the track and I start talking to Chris and Match. We were just sitting there.
Crazy.
And they see my electric skateboard, they're like, what the fuck is that? Because I was flying with that board. And they're like, okay, do you know how to like repair scooters? Because we just launched that business and they're all breaking and we don't know how to fix them, So at the time I was no longer a mechanic. I was in accounting. In accounting, and I hated it. One of the worst moments of my life, honestly. Not made for that. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna jump. And we start then to go into our office, which was Chris' second bedroom.
Right.
It was a big condo building, and we rented a couple parking spots, and this is where we were putting the scooters and fixing them. And we had lockers, as a condo building has.
Right.
And we were putting all the stock there. And
the humble beginnings.
Yeah, and I was underground fixing scooters with a pair of like vice grip to replace all my keys, that I was changing the size.
Yeah.
And horrible time, honestly. But exciting. So by then we had enough money to basically rent a warehouse. We rented a warehouse, and this is where we established the first Apollo HQ. It's like a 200-year-old building. It's you don't want to work from there, but that's the only thing we could afford. And for us, we made it. When we moved there, we're like, damn, we have our office.
For sure, yeah.
So we're gonna go on the other secret side of the office.
Ooh, this is what I want to see, Elwha.
And this is where we do all the filming that people see on YouTube.
Yeah.
So here we have a couple boxes, and this is our new style, which is, here you can see the old style was a bit washed up the colors, and we're going a lot darker now. And this is optimized to be in store. So as people might have seen on YouTube, we are going into Best Buy soon, in all the stores. And we needed a box that's gonna need to look like a toy,
Yeah. Wow.
Like this one was airship from China, so it's Vita, but you can see that it's features centric. So when you see this in a store, it's a lot more compelling than just a scooter.
Yeah.
And it's more comparable to Segway, where you do see those key features on it.
Now let's transition so there's that level of customization where you're taking fucking 1,000 scooters, putting the grip tape on, and you're customizing a template. And I think what you were one of the first companies that I saw doing, and especially in Canada as a Canadian company, was designing your own scooter. Give me a little bit more insight into what that process was like and that first step.
Everything starts from design here, right? Usually scooters and product, they start from engineering, and then you try to make it pretty. So you say, okay, I want a 500 watt motor with a 52 volt 30H battery, and you lay out all the features. We do the opposite. We say we want those lines. We want something that looks like an iPhone, that feels like a MacBook Pro, and drives like the Cybertruck with the lights of a Cybertruck. We do the mood board, and then we see what we can fit inside and change it with the engineering. And to this day, I believe this is what makes our scooters so unique.
Cool.
We're not constrained by the engineers, we're constrained by design, and that's a key differentiation. And both of these departments live within R&D, which helps the synergy of all of this. It's not a fight against one another, they work in cooperation now. So the brick wall that people see on YouTube is actually not a brick wall.
What?
It's not. Guys, this is RJ. I'm sure you saw his video on YouTube. He's the guy with
what's up, guys?
incredible quality. Josh is our tech here, a senior tech by now, and he's doing all the repair videos for you on YouTube to know how to repair his scooter.
Yeah, he's walked me through many things.
Yes.
Thank you.
You see
Behind the scenes of the video being made in the building at Apollo in Montreal. There you go. Sneak peek of the top secret section of HQ, baby. This is what I came here for. So now, tell me about the Go and the gap that it's filling, because it sounds like it's like a perfect version for my downtown commuting.
Yeah, totally. What's nice about the current lineup, how we are, I guess, evolving. We started with the Apollo Pro. So we made like a crazy controller, a crazy folding mechanism, the crazy throttle, the display, all the great things that makes the Pro the Pro. Well, you have all those great things that made the Pro so powerful and solid, now built on a way smaller frame, So who's the Go made for? Well, it's made for people that want to commute, It's not like you bring it into the metro, which you could, and then do the last mile. It's to get from your place to your work on a single charge. That's what the Go is made for. And it's a hill climber.
Without sacrificing the portability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, when we compare it to other scooters, well, the price is compelling. but it's still IP66 for this price, which is the highest rating out of any scooter on the market. You still have the self-healing tires. It's 9-inch tires, but coupled with the suspension that you tried a bit earlier, it feels fantastic, right? It's something else. With the most important thing that I'm sure you're gonna agree, what differentiates us from all the other people, except the design, is the regen throttle. You still have that throttle that's going to allow you to not use your mechanical brake at all. There's no wear and tear, there's no sound. And on top of that, it's recharging your battery. So the Go is really the best of all the world. You have the lightweight of an entry-level scooter, but you have the power of a high-end scooter. You have the suspension that feels just as good as the one on the city. You have the mobile app that is the same across all the models, equipped with quad lock now as well out of the box. So instead of having a Yankee phone holder that you mount on the side that don't look aesthetically pleasing, you have the quad lock in the center now for free.
Okay, my first Go on the Go. I'm gonna turn it around, let's see. Oh, like you can walk around this thing.
46 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, my first ride. Beefy kickstand, boom.
What do you think?
I like it's light, it's nimble, it's easy to maneuver, it's portable, and it's got kick. It's got kick. It's the best of everything. I love this. Now, you've got this that will lock it in place. So let me just see. I'm just doing this for the first time. Oh, so you don't even need to, you only need to push that to unlock it. Boom. Light work. Let's do something else with this. It's light work, baby.
It's not heavy enough for you, man.
There you go, the Go. First look. Well, for me, my first look. By the time you're seeing it, this is out and available right now. Do not sleep on this bad boy. This, I feel like every time you drop a scooter, I say it, because the Pro is definitely one of my favorites, but for my downtown commuting, needing something portable that doesn't sacrifice the punch and the speed to go up hills and stuff like that, but you're not gonna be obnoxious bringing this into a coffee shop, like with the Pro or something that feels like you're rolling a freaking car into the coffee shop. You know, this is much more reasonable, portable, and then you still get the fun and punchiness of the speed of a dual motor electric scooter. This bad boy is tough. I like this. I like this a lot. Thank you. Listen, man, I appreciate the time. It's so dope to be here in person.
Thank you for
in
coming.
the HQ. I'm a big fan of what you do, obviously, as I hope you can tell. And thank you for making time for me today.
It's a pleasure. I'm
Yeah,
a big
bro.
fan of you as well, and thank you for coming. The whole team is
Let's go.
very thrilled to have you. And
Thank you for tuning in.
bye.
Peace!
I need some
You want a beat?
All right. How we made scooter for you. We draw it, design it, engineer it, manufacture it, QC it, box it, and we sell it. That's the way we make scooter for you to enjoy it.
Boom! The Scooter Whisperer! Let's go! Let's go!